This video is going to look at how to solve inequalities that have multiplication or division included in them. And what that's actually going to do is very little to how you solve it. If we look at this like a regular equation, 20 equals 5x. What will we do to solve this equation? Well, we divide by 5 on both sides to get the variable alone, and we'd be left with x equals 4. We're going to do the same thing over here. To get the variable alone, we're going to divide by 5. And we're left with x and 4. But we have to make sure that we bring down the correct sign, which is the greater than sign. Now we get to graph it. 4 is our focus number, one number less, one number more. Because 4 is the focus number, we're going to put a big old target on that so we know where we're looking. And because the variable is on the right, we're going to do the opposite of what the sign is telling us to do. So we're going to shade in everything that's off to the left. And we've graphed our equation. There is one trick to watch out for when you're multiplying and dividing inequalities. If I have 5 and negative 5, I know that 5 is greater than negative 5. But what happens if I divide both of these sides by negative 1? If I multiply or divide by a negative, what's going to happen is we'll have 5 over here, and now we'll have negative 5 over here. So if I put this sign in here, this is no longer true. The mouth is not eating the bigger number. Because I've multiplied or divided, in this case, by a negative sign, I have to switch the sign. And that's true every single time you multiply or divide by a negative sign. So let's say I have x over negative 3 is greater than or equal to 6. Well, in order to get rid of that negative 3, I want to multiply by negative 3 on both sides. And because I'm multiplying by negative 3, I'll just have x over here, and I'll have negative 18 over here. Because I'm multiplying or dividing by a negative, I need to switch this sign. This needs to become a less than or equal to sign. And now I can graph it. And because the variable is on the left, I get to follow the sign, the direction of the sign. So I'm going to shade in everything that's off to the left, because that's the direction the arrow is pointing. I circle negative 18 because that's my focus number. And because I have a less than or equal to sign, that means that my answer could also be negative 18. So I'm going to shade that in. And if you've been paying attention, you'll see that my number line is not correct. My number line should look like this, because the numbers should get smaller as it goes this way. And because we're in negatives, that means we're in debt, which means you'll have less money the further we go down here. So if you would have had what I had before, your answer would be wrong. Please make very, very sure to be careful when you're working with negative signs and number lines.